In the previous video, I introduced this book, and in this video, I'm going to introduce the first exercise that George has us do. And here are the notes that I took. And I'm just kind of basically put up my notes on the screen and then read them to you. How exciting, right? But here they are. All stories begin with a single pulse, that very first sentence. And before that first sentence, a story could be about anything. Every single thing is possible. It's unlimited. It could go in infinite directions. Each pulse of the story becomes less and less about every possibility and more about something specific. Now, George says that with every pulse of story, you create an expectation, and he gives the following example. A man stood on the roof of a 70-story building. Is he going to get pushed off? Is he going to fall off? What's he doing up there? It creates a curiosity and an interest. Now, George in here makes a really good point about what a story does. But not only what it does, what it must do. If I read a sentence, do I want to read the next one? This pulse of story generated an expectation. What do we now do with that? And what's a revelation, what George's revelation to me is, I need to constantly be checking in. What's the expectation of my audience because I did this? When we give a story pulse to the audience, we have to be thinking these kind of things. What is it they now know that they didn't know before? How have I made them curious? Where do I think they think the story is going? And how can I play with that and create something interesting? George points out that how we handle the expectations that we created, this is what's going to determine their enjoyment of our story. One last little bit about character, and then I'm going to move on to the very first exercise that George has us do. As a character starts to be born from the pulses of story that we have delivered to the audience is going to start to have expectations about what meaningful actions that character might take. Character creation is a lot more than a couple of descriptive sentences. It's about managing audience expectation about how that character should, would, or could act. What do they now believe this character is capable of? And will I honor that? Will I surprise them? Will I freak them out? Will I violate it in a cool way? This video is getting long in the tooth. Next video, I swear we're getting straight into George's first exercise. See you there.